All right, what's going on, everybody? Isaac Fleischer here, and welcome to another iHoopsFL interview. Now, before we begin, make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at iHoopsFL. I post all these interviews that I do, whether it's on YouTube or on Sportscaster or even in person. I post all the highlights and all the best clips on my Instagram at iHoopsFL. And for you guys that maybe want to see any of the other stuff that I've done around the world of basketball, whether it's articles I've written for a company down here in South Florida, along with some recent recruitment info I've been putting up about some of these guys that I haven't interviewed. You can find all that on my Twitter at iHoopsRecruits. So again, Instagram at iHoopsFL for the interviews, Twitter at iHoopsRecruits for recruitment info and articles. But anyways, enough about me. Let me bring on our guest right now. What's going on, my guy? How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well, man. Thanks for asking. But anyways, let's get right into this interview. So I want you to tell us, how'd your freshman year go?
That went pretty productive for me. It set up a lot of my spring and summer recruitment, and it sparked a lot of interest that turned into offers during the summertime.
And I saw, I forgot what video it was, but I mean, at least in warm-ups, like, you were like windmilling, I think, like between the legs. Like, I don't know how you're like a freak of nature like that, but I'm just gonna assume it's off that clip. You probably had an extremely, dominant freshman campaign.
Yeah.
What do you think led you to all that success?
Really, my teammates got me prepared for it in the preseason and told me that like I'm a good player. I need to be confident, even though I'm a freshman, and to be confident. And my coaches really helped me and like told me that I need to be a big part of the team and don't back down just because you're one of the younger guys. And I just stepped up to the plate and when my teammates needed me a lot.
And you said like your teammates were kind of telling you like you gotta be more confident, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So how's it kind of feel, coming into school as a freshman, but having just a ton of your friends, a ton of your teammates behind your back, trying to help you out and support you throughout your first year of high school?
It really felt good. It made me feel like I had to make a lot of people. They put a lot of time into me, so I felt like I had to do good for them. It was like one of my motivations, like maybe my family and all my friends that really support me, like feel proud of me when I'm finished and done.
And going back to that video with all those dunks and warm-ups,
Yeah.
just like how's it kind of work? Like you're in warm-ups and you just try to do, your best dunk, and that's just like kind of it. And that's what like a lot of guys just try to do nowadays.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's because the teammates hype and ready for the game a lot, and it gets like the crowd into the game and just shows like that the game's gonna be good and like you have good players.
Yeah, I agree. Usually, like when you're going to that game and all of a sudden everyone's dunking in warm-ups, like you just kind of know like this game's got to be
Yeah.
super crazy. But is it legal to dunk in warm-ups? I'm assuming it is, but is that allowed over there?
Yeah, like in a high school, like before the refs come out, you can, but like refs come out like last 10 minutes. So once they come out, you can really like you can like let the ball in the rim, but you can't really like pull the rim down. It might give you a tech, but some refs are cool with it though. So it really depends about the refs.
Yeah, because I was going to say, at least like where I'm from, I remember we started off a game with a technical foul because one of the guys, like, I think he like barely touched the rim, but I guess like you're not allowed to, you just can't dunk the ball. Well, I don't know why that's even why is it a rule? Because maybe it can mess up the rim before the game, you think?
Yeah, probably. But most refs, like most of the younger refs, are cool. It was like the older refs are really usually picky about it.
Yeah, sticking to refs, like, have you ever had maybe not like have you ever had a game with like a really really bad ref, I guess, in your freshman season?
Yeah, I had a few, but like, cause like in our leagues, like our rival team usually in the other leagues, like in the Interact and we're the Friends League, and we don't usually get a lot of calls. But like our coaches tell us to expect that by the time the game starts, so like you don't really argue with them. And we let our coaches do talking to the refs. And we
So
just
your coach, oh sorry, so like your coach like prepares you guys to not argue with the refs pretty much.
yeah, he just tells us like this game might not really get a lot of calls our way because we're in another league at their gym, and so he's like prepared, like don't talk back to the refs, let us do all the talking and let us get the tech. We'd rather us get the tech instead of y'all.
And does your coach like get a tech a lot?
No, I don't think our head coach got. He probably had like one or two, but like he was really good. Like he kept his composure, and he didn't really yell at the refs a lot.
Is that at all funny when you see your coach, kind of throwing a fit like that? Like I know, at least watching the thing with Pacific Prep, like when Coach Joey Fugo, when he would get like super pissed, like I don't know, I
Yeah.
think I wouldn't be able to control myself. I'm sitting on the bench and like watching that happen. Like I don't know, I think it'd be kind of funny. Do you guys ever kind of laugh maybe a little bit when your coaches are just going off like that?
Yeah, it's kind of funny, but it kind of like makes us want to play better because we see our coaches fighting for us to get the calls. So it like really inspires us to like play better for the coaches and want to get the one for them.
And it just seems like, based off what you said, that it looks like your teammates are super supportive of you. Your coaches just seem absolutely unbelievable. Do you think that there's like a really really good chance that you will probably just end up playing at Friends Central School for the rest of your high school career probably?
Yeah, I'll try to, but like as opportunities come, it's like I just have to do what's best for me. But I would really like to stay there for the rest of my years.
And is maybe going to school with a national schedule, or just a really really big not big I guess in terms of size, but big in terms of basketball program, like is that something that you're maybe trying to get to one day before you graduate high school?
Yeah, I would like to play against like the national teams and really show how I could compete against the national players all the time and not just maybe like play and actually play like every other like 3 or 4 games.
And were there maybe any national teams that you played in your freshman year, or none?
Yeah, we played West Town. We played a few prep schools that was nationally ranked, but I can't really remember off the top of my head. The only one I really remember is West Town.
And why do you think that West Town, was only a school you remember playing against? Was it because the best players, or was maybe something that happened in that game, but just makes you, not want to forget it?
And I just knew a few people on the other team like Noah Collier, Jalen, Derek. And it's just like, and they were in our league too, so it's kind of like a league rival game.
And what's that kind of like, having your league rival be a team like West Town, one of probably the best teams in the nation?
It's kind of like motivating because if you beat them, it's like you can show that you're one of the best teams and compete with the best. But it's kind of like you really unexpected to win the game from others and like spectators, and you're really like the underdog going into the game.
And I know a guy from West Town that you also know pretty well. A guy, Jalen Warley, FSU commit. I heard
Mhm.
in Zach Shoemaker's interview that you do train with him a little bit. So, what's your relationship like with a guy like him? And what's maybe the greatest piece of advice or something that you've picked up from him over your times training with him?
No, I just really like he good change of pace with his dribble moves a lot. That's one of the things I like take from his game when we work out together. It really just like good vibes when we work out. It's like you just like have fun.
And going into your recruitment process, when did you receive your first offer?
I think it was like end of July, beginning of August from LaSalle. I don't really remember specific date.
Wait, is that like end of July 2019 or 2020?
2020.
Okay, so your recruitment process like pretty much took off a couple months ago. Just how has that been? I guess during would you consider this your freshman summer or your sophomore summer?
It was like rising sophomore summer.
Okay. So just during your rising sophomore summer, all of a sudden all these schools are contacting you and all this stuff. Just what
Yeah,
have the last couple months been like with your recruitment just taking off the way that it did?
it was really like good to see most of my interest turn into offers and gaining more interest from higher and bigger schools like Villanova, UConn, like all the schools like I see you play when I was younger. And it really just good to see like them schools talk to me now that I have a lot of other offers.
And I'm going to ask you a little bit of a difficult question. I want to see what your response will be to this. If you could define your recruitment process with one word, what would it be and why?
Um, One word. That's kind of hard.
Yeah, that's why I said it maybe be hard.
Uh,
Or maybe I'll give you 3 words. I'll give you 3 words.
3 words. Um,
Three or
Probably
less. It could be three or less. I don't know.
like motivation.
Hold on a second, guys. I think it glitched out, so he should be right back in here for a second. I'm sorry about that. You'll just wait for him. See what his 3 word. If any of you guys want to guess right now what his 3 words would have been, you can bar. It looks like are you good? I think I glitched, right?
Oh yeah, it glitched on my end. I think.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, so I want you to give me maybe 3 or less words that would describe your recruitment process and why.
Probably just like motivational because it just shows like all my hard work is really coming to the table. It shows that other people is like seeing my hard work like come to light and it's like motivating me to get even more offers and get even better, so I can get the more high major offers.
And during your freshman year, I'm sure maybe at least locally people knew about you since it seems like your teammates a lot of support of you, and you had just such a great year. but now you're going to go into your sophomore year with a ton of offers. You play with Team Durant. Like I'm sure people around the nation are going to know who you are. What
Yeah,
do you expect is going to be the biggest difference between your freshman year and sophomore year in terms of maybe how teams are going to compete against you?
probably like they gonna like more focus in on me from the start. Cause like last year, beginning of the season, nobody really knew me, and then like towards the middle, that's when the team started focusing on me on the scouting report and know that's like one of the best players. So I feel like they're gonna know that from the beginning now, prepare for me even more.
And how are you going to, prepare for teams preparing so much to play against you?
I feel like they have to like work hard with my team and get them like if I can't really score, I gotta get them involved. If they like focusing on me, doubling me, denying me, I had to get my teammates involved.
And out of the schools that have offered you, which ones are talking to you the most?
Probably the local ones like Temple and St. Joe's and Georgetown's kept in touch with me a lot too.
And local schools like Temple and St. Joe's. Are you considering maybe staying home and playing in state?
It'd always be an option for me because like my family is right there. My home is like the whole town is like kind of close to it. I always keep it an option, but like I kind of do want to get away, get a change of scenery once in my life.
Yeah, but technically, you do get a plenty change of scenery because I know you've been traveling, from Pennsylvania to Maryland or just the DMV area to play
Yeah,
with Durant. So what's it like, just been traveling a lot over the summer just to play, a couple basketball games?
it was kind of like in the beginning, it was kind of like tiring because I was just traveling for practices with no games to look forward to until the end of the summer. Then once like the game started, it was like it was good because I seen all the hard work that I really drove down there for and our teammates, and we really just showed what we been working all summer and spring for.
And speaking to that Georgetown offer, I know that a few of you guys do have one already in Kwame Evans and Jonathan Lamoth, who I've interviewed before as well. I know all you guys have an offer from Georgetown, I think. So has there ever been maybe a talk between you three, like that y'all want to team up together, maybe even at that school in the future?
Yeah, we definitely talked about it, like teaming up, like in general, like end of the high school or college, because we all have a good chemistry on and off the court, and we really play well together. So we definitely talked about it, but I didn't really talk about it about like actually doing it.
And could you maybe talk about that chemistry and elaborate on it a little bit more in terms of when you guys are playing together on the court?
On the court, we have our whole like team has a good chemistry, like starting from the coaches down to the players, and it really helps us like when we like down in the game, nobody really start pointing fingers and arguing. We just like pick it up, like huddle or call a timeout, and then we just pick it up and get the lead back as a team. And we really just share the ball, and we all want to see each other succeed, like one way or another. So we all like get each other the ball, and not really focus on individual stats, and let the game just come to us as a team and as a whole.
And I know, at least for me, like when I was playing basketball, I would literally just try to score 2 points, and I would focus, I guess, on my individual stats because I don't know,
Yeah,
I feel like a failure if I scored 0 points in a game, like because I'm bad at basketball. So my goal is 2 points a game. Once that happens, I kind of have like a nice relief. But you said we're not really focusing on individual stats,
yeah.
focusing on as a team. How hard is that to just kind of break that barrier of not worrying about yourself and how you do in times like this where you're just trying to get as many offers as you can and try to get your name out there, but instead you're just focusing on getting wins together as a team. How
Yeah.
hard is that for you to kind of, I guess, get that maturity to focus more on the team than yourself?
It was pretty like you guys had to get used to it at first, like making an extra pass with a better shot than like a regular good shot, and because we know we all can make like a contested three or like a semi contested three, but make the extra pass with open man in the corner and swing the extra pass on a fast break instead of taking it for yourself. And once that really happens as a team, it really helps us like win by even more like bigger margins, and it really helps our coaches tune in for us. Like regardless, like say if I get like 5 points and like 10 rebounds and 3 assists, it really helps me show like I have IQ for my teammates and not just as I'm scoring, I still help the game impact off the ball.
Definitely. And in terms of interest, do you have any idea which schools may be offering you anytime soon?
Not really. I can't really talk to them individually yet, like without my coaches or like Dwayne Wise. But like I don't really know what schools closest offers. So yeah,
And I mean, I kind of think about it this perspective, like I'm sure once you kind of get to that, whatever that day is going to be, when schools will contact you directly, I'm sure your phone's going to be blowing up. Like that, I feel like that could just be like a little bit annoying in a way. Would you maybe rather have somebody, like you said, Dwayne Wise, like handling all the calls and all the coaches stuff for you instead of having it all come to your phone?
Right now, I rather do like we usually do it together. Like he talks to the coaches before they call me, and like they call me after they talk to Dwayne Wise. We usually just talk about like on and off the court stuff. But right now, it's really not a burden to me. But like I'm pretty sure like once I could talk to him, I'd rather do it the same way we're doing it now because it's working out really good for me when we both like handle recruitment together.
And can you elaborate that like a little bit more why you kind of like someone being that involved in your recruitment in terms of like just talking to them in general?
Oh yeah, because the way he has a good like mind when it comes to basketball and recruitment because he's been doing it for a long time. So he has like a lot of experience and he really like helps me get like figure out what's going to be the best option for me in the future.
And just how does it feel, applying for that legendary Team Durant organization?
It feels good like all the connections we have just like for us being a Team Durant and we have a lot of good coaches on our team and it really helps us like get better as individual players and as a whole team.
And I feel like there are a lot of really, really good 2023 teams out there. Like I know, there's each one teach one down in Florida. There's another one that I'm completely forgetting, but they said they were going to do super well as well. Then it's Team Durant where you guys seem super, super stacked. How do you think you guys would have done if there was an EYBL season over the summer?
I feel like we definitely would have won Peace Jam. We definitely would have won Peace Jam because we have really good like everybody on our team plays a different role. Whether it be a rebounder, best defender on the team, best scorer, shooter, ball handler. We have a player for everything on the court. And we have everybody on our team. Once they subbed in, they play their role. And when it's time for them to come out, they always ready to go back in. And we always stay prepared.
And we finally made it to the end of the interview, but I got one more question for you, and it is that: so by the time you graduate high school, what do you want to be remembered as, and where do you expect yourself to be in terms of a basketball player?
I definitely want to be like towards the best as I can be at that age as I can. And I want to be known as like a good player off the court just as I am on the court. Like help with my community as much as I can.
Definitely. Can you maybe elaborate? Just because being a kid, there is like a lot you could do to help out the community. At the same time, you're just a kid, like you can't really do too
Yeah.
much. Can you talk about a little bit more about some of the things they want to do just to help out your community?
Right now, me and my mom we usually feed the homeless like every other weekend with my aunt and her friends. But like as I get more known, I use my voice as much as I can to help out my community. I just want to use my platform.
Yeah, definitely, man. That does sound awesome. And just sticking to your platform because again, uh, a lot of kids, use their so-called platform, to put their voice out there. But at the same time, not a lot of kids are as well known as you are. What's it been like, just handling, having like a social media platform like the one you have, and knowing that probably by the time you graduate high school, you may even be verified on Instagram and I might be Twitter and all that other stuff. So it's like handling a social media page like that.
I was really just like I really just try to keep in touch with my friends a lot and people that I really haven't seen in a long time. And they usually see me on Instagram a lot, so I just keep in touch. Well, like people I usually see, and I usually try to keep my circle small. Well, I see like be with my real friends, not people that just want to be with me, because of who I am.
And you mentioned, keeping your circle small. Like I know there's a ton of guys out there where they might be, like I think even Jalen Green like follows, like barely anybody. The man has millions of followers.
Yeah.
So it's like being at such a young age, where you kind of have to figure that out on your own. Maybe like I can't like trust everyone. I got to figure out who's really like a real one and who's kind of here for the wrong intentions. Like how are we kind of able to just figure that out?
I usually have like a good like knowing like what somebody wants like out of me. And I use most of my friends right now. I've been with friends with like 5, 10 plus years when I was younger, and we really just keep in touch. And most of my friends are my teammates or like people I grew up with. So it's like really, I really don't really try to go out and make new friends a lot. I just keep with the people I already am with now.
Yeah, definitely, man. That sounds awesome. And now, before we end the show, is there anything you want to plug or anybody you want to shout out?
No, not really. Just my coaches, my teammates, my parents, That's really it. I just really hope that we have a season at the end of the year.
All right, yeah. I mean, I hope you have a season at the end of the year as well, and I'll make sure to be rooting for you. Throughout your high school career, regardless if you have a season for your sophomore year or not. But anyways, for the show, make sure you guys give us a follow on Instagram at oneshawn.3 and at ihoopsfl. And anyways, for 2023, Front Central shooting guard Shawn Simmons. I'm Isaac Fleischer, and this has been another iHoopsFL interview. Peace out, guys.